this is a really crucial part of why people learn in this course. And it's something that I stress in all the videos and whatnot, that, you know, this is really designed for everyone to actually learn and apply this, not just buy a bunch of courses. You know, it would be much easier even just to let you guys get the courses and then go on and say, yeah, here's homework, check it out. But I really have we've put a lot of energy into getting your homework actually graded. Someone will give you feedback, and that's just on that level. Then what you do is go into the forum and ask questions like, hey, I got this wrong, and I'm not quite sure why. And even though the answer is usually pretty clear, we have a grading key. So the students go by the grading key, and then they might add some comments as well. But you're still confused. So this is why we have the forum. And again, this is kind of like the forum is like the day-to-day, sort of like your day-to-day lifeblood here is the forum. Let me show it again. Where is it? Yeah. So the regular student forums, there are 2 forums. And we break it up into 2 forums because, again, we try to keep it really systematized. One of the forums is just for, you see there's a homework answers forum that you just saw. There's a course forum, which is just for things about this week's lesson. And we try to keep it organized so people aren't just looking at a mess. So if we go and let's see how messy it is, sometimes it's a little messy, but so questions this week: exalted debilitation, Donna's but no wealth, dasha interpretations, aspect harmonic charts. These are directly about something that was in the actual course, where it's like, in this week, I don't understand what was said. And I tried to get people, we sometimes get off, but especially probably around the beginning, we were a little more focused. But, you know, literal things about what was said in this class. So sometimes, you know, like I would ask people to have it say something like, you know, question about class 1 up, you know, question about this, so that people know what the question is. But then the other forum is a general discussion forum, which is not necessarily just restricted to something that was said in the course. Like here, last day to register for level 2. Congratulations, everyone passed. Parashara's description of 7th house. This isn't necessarily about a particular thing. Twins, using the forum, getting help, yogas, exact birth time, nakshatras and houses. So this is more a general thing, so that we keep it, so that we know what's, you know, where to find stuff. And, you know, again, one of the things about this too is that, especially about the forum, is you're automatically registered for the forum. So, for example, you'll automatically get any update to the forum in your email. So you don't even have to go to the website and look for things. You'll automatically get an update when someone responds. And usually Jeff, who is the program manager, he's been, you know, the program manager for like, since the program started, you know, like the second, you know, time that the program started. So it's been like 6 years. Him or some of the level 3 students or myself will answer usually within a day, usually within a few hours. In fact, I have to tell Jeff, it's actually true. I tell Jeff, you know, don't answer things. I have to tell him this. I say, don't answer things within like an hour, because then you're going to spoil these people. They're going to train you to expect, why hasn't anyone answered this yet? Because what happens is then a day has gone by and people are like, will somebody please answer me? And it's like, this is what happens if you're too responsive. So let it go by. Don't do it within an hour. Let it wait at least a few hours, because we don't want to spoil them too bad, because then sometimes we're busy and we can't get to it. Usually that's not the case. It's usually within a day, usually within a few hours, you know, by the end of a day. Sometimes things get a little busy, or again, something else that happens is people do their studying on the weekends. So sometimes there'll be this flurry, right? Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, you know, there's like 5 or 6 messages because they're on it and it's our weekend. We might be somewhere. So anyway, you get all your questions answered very quickly. So, I mean, honestly, these are like, this level of responsiveness isn't in most courses. Believe me, I know. Whether it's a certification course on astrology or really anything else. I take online courses all the time, and you barely get an answer. If you get an answer, it's very generic. I mean, we're in this to help you learn. I mean, it's not like we're very involved. And this is why we also screen people a lot. And I make this really obvious that, you know, no drama. There's no drama in the forum, no drama in anything. We just can't have it. There's too many people and we're too involved. It's like anybody starts getting angry and frustrated at me or any of the students or the material, and they just can't keep their head together. We gotta get them out, because it's a 9 month interactive, you know, like interaction. So we're really there to take care of you and to help you and to make sure that you learn as much as you're ready to do it. So a lot of tools at your disposal, and I'm frankly ecstatic to be able to add this, because what this has been in the past has been conference calls. Some of you have been on the conference calls before, and they're noisy and you can't see each other, and it's definitely not as interactive as this. And so don't worry, after a couple of these, I'll be like having to shush everybody, because it'll be like, oh, hey, hi, all right, and it'll be like, okay, let's get to work. And which is good. So I'm glad to have this. Also, because, you know, like a couple weeks ago, I had an in-person class here in San Diego now. I almost said San Francisco. And it's so good to see each other and to be able to connect like that. And I think this is going to really, it's going to really reinforce that a lot, because you'll get used to seeing each other and you know, knowing each other and wanting to meet in person. So, is anybody from out of the country? I know Ludmilla, you're from Canada. Anybody else from another country? Marion, where are you?
Victoria, Canada.
Another Canadian. And yeah. Anastasia, where are you from?
Greece.
Anastasia is coming in from Greece. Anyone else from someone else? We had someone from India yesterday. There'll be people from all over the world. And that's the other thing about when it was a conference call, they were local. They were local numbers in the U.S. So here people can call in real time anywhere and engage in this video conference. So I'm excited to be able to offer it this way and to work. So here's the screen. Sorry, now I have the screen sharing. But at each week you'll see something like this, and you have everything already there. And one of the things is homework. So there's no need for us to email you. It's this is the flow. And then the next week's lesson is Gunas, Elements, Koshas, Chakras. There's the manual, there's the video, there's the manual to download, and there's homework. It's done by the next week. Homework is done by the time of the upcoming Monday or Tuesday, whatever it is. And you'll see there's a timer where when you click homework, you'll see how much time you have left to do it. Then you see conference call study week, that's blocked out. Then the next week, per the calendar, this one becomes active and all that. It's a very easy flow. So again, all of the systems are very sensible and easy. Believe me, you'll see it's so easy. People think, oh, it's going to be complicated. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's much easier than most things that you do. And it's designed not only to be easy for you, but to be easy for us. So we're not having to email you, or can you remind me? No, we can't. We're not going to remind you. It's very easy. Everything is there. It's set up. You see it and you do it. And it just kind of goes, forward. So again, we have all of this stuff there for you to use however you want, and we're there to respond. But again, it's run like a professional college level course, as I say in all of the promo materials. There's homework. It's that week. If you don't get to do it that week, then the homework answers are graded. You can check it, but we're not going to sort of coddle and baby everybody through every little thing. There's no real need to. All of the lessons are archived for the rest of your life. You have access to this material forever. And you do. It'll be there as long as I have a website and you've done this, you have access to it. And I have people that go back. I mean, I look at the user logs quite often. I'll go in and see. There are people that registered for the first course in 2012. There's 5 or 6 of them that go back, I don't know, a couple times a month and go back and listen to the lessons again. go back and like download the material again. So again, this is a resource that's there for you forever. So and you don't need any software for the course, by the way. This is important. Okay, I have free chart calculators on my site. It's easy to generate a chart calculator for free. I have Vedic chart calculator .com. VedicChartCalculator.com should be my website where you can calculate your chart. Let me see if I'm right. Yep, you can generate your chart there. So you don't have to buy any software for the course. Okay. If you want to generate a chart, then you can. So Marianne wants to ask a question, and I get to unmute her.
Hi.
Hey, someone. Okay.
Just wanted to kind of clarify the format. So we're essentially we watch the videos and we do the homework. We submit it each week, and then there's a conference call every few weeks.
Three usually once we get started. In the first module, it's after 2 weeks.
Okay.
And after that, it's every 3 weeks. So it winds up being about 10 of these, about once a month. Or actually, yeah.
So the September 21st, that's when we start. We submit. We go through the program, submit our homework, and get it graded. Hopefully, when will the grading happen? Like the following week?
It happens that week. Okay. They're very good. So
they're and all that. So there's not a worry about that.
No. Sorry. So let me say this. The answer key is posted before your actual homework is graded. So the key is posted right after it's due, I think. I don't remember.
It's not so much of an issue for me. But in general, it's just that we do the homework, we submit it, and then we'll get the answers, and then we can, if we can discuss things in the forum, and then also the second week we'll have a conference call like this again with everybody, and then 3 weeks after that is the next one.
Yeah, so it's every 2 weeks. So so there's 2 weeks. In the first module is only 4 weeks. Okay, first module is the Vedic sciences. It's 4 weeks. It's an introduction to the Vedic concepts before we get into the astrology. So there are 2 weeks and a conference call, then 2 weeks.
Okay.
Then we'll either do another conference call, or sometimes we just launch right into the first module.
Okay.
So, and then the regular flow is 3 weeks of lessons, then 1 conference call, 3 weeks of lessons, 1 conference call. Mm-hmm. So each module after that, I'll show you on the, so when you go back, I'll go up and show you in the, so when you go into this, like, let's say module 3, sometimes things get a little different. You'll see 1, 2, 3 conference call, 1, 2, 3 conference call, right? That's the way it is when we're going through from module 2 to 5. And sometimes, sometimes we'll even like skip a week. We'll have a study week. We'll do a couple things, but the basic flow is 3 conference call. And you have to understand, in the middle of this, there's unlimited forum stuff. A lot is going on. Many times we do these calls, people don't show up. They don't have questions. We've answered your questions. But, so this is a way to connect. And again, one of the things is that this format really makes it so it's much more inviting. It's not sitting on a phone like, whatever. So I think this is going to add a lot, because we can actually really connect. And once you guys get over shyness and stuff, it'll be much more, I think it'll be a real addition. And we can really talk about some things that are maybe a little more, comprehensive. But even now it's been that, like, people get on conference calls and we can elaborate on some things that maybe it was harder. And sometimes I'll tell people, they'll ask a complex question in the forum, and it's easier for me. I'll say, I'll just handle this on the next conference call. I'll make sure and talk about this on the next conference call, because I can explain something a little bit more easily on a call than trying to write something out. Sometimes it's harder to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Even for me, someone will say, what if you have this, and there'll be this complicated scenario
mm-hmm.
that's a little bit hard, that's harder to write in the forum, because I also know that it might still be confusing to read it. So
Right.
I'll just explain it.
The other thing I wanted to ask is the conference calls, are they going to be set up on a regular time to note,
Yeah.
so that I can schedule that?
It's this time.
So 5 p.m. on whatever the date.
Well, this is the time. The day is usually a Wednesday or Thursday, the same day that the class is released.
Okay.
Yeah, it's predictable. You'll see. The schedule is so simple. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can mute me now.
And okay, everybody is unmuted now. You can all bye.
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 All right, good. All right.